Hi family, so today we went to the Bargello Museum, which is one of the oldest buildings in Florence. It was once a square, then a police headquarters, then a prison, and at some point they hung people in there. This is a statue by Michelangelo of a wine goddess. She has grape hair and she's drinking some wine and she's obviously a little ubriaca. But it's also an example of contrapposto, which is the stance that the artists use where they're kind of like leaning on one leg, and without the nymph as support, the statue would be unable to stand. This is the original base of Perseus, which exemplifies Medici power in some way. It's also a reminder of Cosmo's victory against the Ducato. Don't ask me what that means, I'm not sure. This is a sculpture called Brutus by Michelangelo. Brutus, I guess, was a man who killed a tyrant, and an anti-Medici man called Donato, who was living in exile, gave this to his friend as a symbol of strength. This is a room of Donatello's work featuring a lot of sculptures made with terracotta and a special glaze that made unique colors and a vibrant effect that lasted a long time. And it's very detailed, as you can see with her thumb in the skin like that. That's pretty wild. Okay, this is the original David. We're going to have to stop and take a second because, one, I didn't know that the original David was by Donatello and not Michelangelo. Two, David is from David and Goliath David. This whole time, I just thought Michelangelo made a guy, called it David, and it went viral. But no, David and Goliath David started this whole thing. He's a symbol of strength. You can see the rock and the sling here, and this is what inspired all the many other Davids. If I'm not mistaken, this is another version of a David. I also went ahead and asked the question, why naked all the time? I was told it was a choice. Also, I was told the artist is probably gay. I don't remember what this is, but I can tell you it's the original version of something. Naked statue, because everyone's naked. I think, don't quote me on this, Saint of Mercy, medieval version. I forgot, but it's pretty though. This is extremely essential to Dante in some way. I forget, but he is in the crowd. You can see him. And that's like another part of the story in there. This is an important piece of ivory. I think it has to do with a casket in France. This is a room filled with artwork by Giovanni della Robbia, who had his own unique color set that he invented with a top secret formula. And as you can see, they're put together in pieces. That's just like the way that it had to be done. But they're very pretty and glossy. These are some Medicis. This is a sculpture that exemplifies art from the Baroque period as opposed to the Renaissance. So you can see that her mouth's kind of open and her hair is kind of pushed back. And it's just a different style, more detailed than Renaissance sculpture.